What podcast is this?
This is number 13.
13.
Yeah.
It's been a while since we had a special guest on here.
I know. What's going on, guys? Welcome to the 13th episode of the Content Creators Podcast with special guest Emily.
Hi.
It's been a while.
This is going to be a different podcast.
Yeah, this is going to be a little bit of a different podcast. This is actually, she does social media too, so we can talk about that.
Yeah.
But this is going to be sort of towards something that we're prepping for.
Yes.
Preparing for. So
Don't have a specific date yet for that.
No. We said next month, right?
Yeah, sometime in March.
To start.
So should we talk about what we're gonna do?
Well, let's get her to introduce herself first.
Yeah. So
Sure.
tell us a little bit about your story. Actually, growing up story, everything.
Yes.
Okay. So I'm Emily O'Brien. I'm 30 years old. Grew up in Hamilton, Ontario. Kind of lived in different places all over the world, but Hamilton was my home for the majority of my years. And I moved to Toronto in 2014, started a social media business, and also went through some difficult times with my family, started doing a bunch of drugs and drinking. Anyways, that escalated to such an extent that I ended up partnering up with someone that convinced me to smuggle drugs over the border, or at least attempt to smuggle drugs over the border. This was unsuccessful, and I was sentenced to 4 years in federal prison. So now it's 2019. I just got out on day parole, so I was sentenced on January 16th, 2018, after spending 2.5 years on bail. So now I am on day parole. I have my full parole coming up in June, and my warrant expiry date, so that's when everything is done, is January 16th, 2022.
Wow.
Crazy.
Yes.
Crazy. Now, I don't know how you heard about the story, but I heard about the story at work. I already told you.
I heard the story through The Spectator.
Oh, yeah?
Like, I was reading the story.
Somebody at work had told me about your story. Mm-hmm. And
it's a little different reading it and then someone telling you.
Yeah, so I know the extent of it. I know that someone had tried to force you to smuggle these drugs over and all this stuff, but it was actually crazy that the fact that I heard about the story in January when I think they mentioned your sentencing, and then he brought it up to me, and I'm like, oh my god, this is a crazy opportunity. Like, this is cool. You get to tell your story. We get to work on something. Like,
yo, this girl used to smuggle drugs. We're gonna shoot a documentary.
Yeah.
So
Failure. Worst drug mule of all time.
Yeah. Well, it's okay.
Well, like my friend shared the Spectator writing thing up. What do you call it? Article. Yeah. On Facebook, and then I was reading it, and it was obviously shared in the Hamilton Spectator, so it has to do with someone around local. And then I'm reading it, and I'm sitting on the couch, and then I just got the goosebumps, and then I was like, oh my god, we have to visual tell this story, because reading it wasn't enough. And I stopped reading because it just kept getting more and more. Yeah. I just stopped reading, and then I found you on Instagram. I looked you up, and then you came up, and then I'm scrolling, and then I'm message, and then I messaged you, and then I remember calling Andre. I'm like, yo, I have another sick documentary, an idea that could possibly shoot besides the boxing one, and I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna message you if you read it. If you don't, whatever. And then you did, and then you responded back, and then I was like, holy shit, she saw my message. I wasn't planning on you seeing it, because most of the time people barely see the message unless you're friends, because it comes up as a request. And sometimes people don't get requests. Gets lost out there, I guess. I don't know. And then you replied back, and I'm like, oh yeah, she's down.
Or they see it and they don't respond. That's the worst.
Or no, they probably see it and then just delete the request.
Or that too. Yeah. Well, I had that one artist that we were talking about.
Oh, the flies.
Yeah, he's called Catching Flies. He read my comment, and then he just didn't message me back, because we wanted to do visuals for his songs, because he posts all these songs on YouTube. So we're like, oh, let's do visuals for this guy. We'll just do it for free, because me and him just want to shoot stuff, and we'll combine it with his music. But he never actually ended up getting back to me. He read it, but he never got back to me, so I was a little bit pissed off about that. But that's life, right?
So, and now we're here. We were actually going to film a podcast where we're just going to talk about ideas about shooting the documentary. Yeah. And then you mentioned something about shooting the
podcast.
podcast.
I said, "Are you down for podcast?" She's like, "Yeah, I'm in." So
we don't. What was the date that we were talking about to start to shoot? March
23rd, right?
I think.
Yeah.
That's one that you had said.
Yeah. So I don't know how long it's gonna take, but I got sick ideas.
Yeah, we got a few ideas that we've discussed, and we're gonna.
So let's talk more about the story.
Sure.
So did you say you got bribed into smuggling the drugs, or how did that happen?
I was invited on a trip.
Okay.
And he told me that there was
some random guy.
This guy I kind of had this fling with.
Okay.
I just got out of a relationship, and I met him through my work, through social media, because we were testing out this app that we had. So, and he's like, "Oh yeah, I want to hire you for social media, blah blah blah." And then he starts buying me all these presents. He does he's so nice, walks my dog for me, giving me stuff, And for me, this was oh, cool. It wasn't oh, there must be something up with this guy. He's being nice. Who thinks that?
Yeah.
No, you just think, oh, he's a good guy, right?
He sneaked his way in there.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then he knew all the right questions to ask me about
really?
What was going on with my family, and you know what I mean. So, and then he would bring me wine. Yeah, he didn't drink though. He didn't do drugs at all.
Wow.
Oh, so that's even more of a reason to trust, right?
Yeah. And I was oh, this guy's so nice. And he's like, you know what? Let's just go on this trip. I have some work to do. It's but you don't have to do anything. You don't have to do anything at all, I swear. And then I had actually bought a car off him. So I was waiting for this car. Things kept happening to the car. And I was okay, what's actually going on here?
Yeah.
I never got it.
Things kept breaking down?
Yeah, I never physically saw the car. So he sells these cars online. Then I paid it up front.
Yeah.
And then I never got it. So I was waiting for this car. And I was okay, where's the car? He's okay, just come on this trip with me, and I promise it'll be done when we get back. I was okay, fine. That's the only that was my in the door, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I don't know why I believed him, but every time I tried to get the car, oh, it's a flat tire, oh my wife's here, and you told me you were separated from your wife, you know what I mean? So it's he had this other woman in his life. I don't even know what exactly was true about her anymore, because everything was a lie that he told me.
Wow.
Yeah. So
that was a trip paid for by him, or you?
Yeah, he said I'll book the tickets, but that was I shouldn't have done that, because that was when I sent the passport information to him.
Yeah.
And I guess he had sent it down to these drug lord people and told them that we both would be. I think he owed money, which is where my money went for the car.
Yeah.
And then he brought me on this trip, paid $1,000, and
wow,
he's
that's scary.
Yeah,
that's crazy.
Yeah. Screw the documentary. Let's make an actual movie.
Yeah, reenactment featuring you as you.
Yeah.
Well, do you remember the Ted Bundy?
Yeah.
Documentary.
Yeah.
So they're actually making an actual movie now.
Oh yeah.
With what's his name?
Zac Efron.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's crazy.
Have you watched that?
The Ted Bundy tapes?
Ted Bundy tapes?
I saw the documentary part.
Yeah.
I haven't seen his movie.
Yeah, there's an actual movie coming out, and he looks exactly like him.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's actually.
What was crazy is that he was so smart that he just he didn't tell the cops or people or whatever that he actually did it. They're oh, can you tell us in a third person perspective?
Or they did it, yeah. And
he actually told it into a different perspective on what he actually did, but he still didn't say how that he did it. It was weird. Oh man, it was
the only stupid part. Well, the only stupid part that I think of the guy was the guy ran away, and there's no way they're gonna find you innocent after you ran away the first time. You know what I mean? Why would you run away to go to the mountains and then come back down and you get caught and you ran away another two times?
He ran away and then he killed more girls.
Yeah.
I think he ran away twice or 3 times.
Yeah, I haven't watched the whole thing. I gotta watch it still. I watched few of them. But...
Are you gonna watch it? Should I stop talking about it?
I don't care. You can talk about it.
Spoiler alert.
Yeah.
So did you watch it? The whole thing?
No.
Okay, let's not talk about it then.
Yeah, we won't talk about it. Okay. We're gonna save that.
Yeah. So that's crazy.
And then you said you do social media as well.
I did before this, so that was what I was doing in Toronto. And then when I came back, people were oh, I want to give you a job, because everyone thought I needed a job when I came back, which is awesome.
Yeah, that's cool.
I was getting job offers in Toronto, but I was you know what? I know the emotion, the physical toll that'll take on my life. I'm getting up at 6 a.m, going to Toronto. Yeah. So I'm working on my popcorn business, and so I do the social media for
cool,
that.
Yeah. And it's Is it organic or vegan popcorn?
There's vegan options, yeah.
Vegan options?
And I use like non-GMO corn.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, and then I have like other options that aren't vegan.
You make it in your house or whatever?
Right now, yeah. And
wow.
I got approved for commercial space, so then I can like expand more and like sell to schools, because there's been like school boards that want to carry it.
Yeah.
In their schools, that's like part of their store. And
that's cool.
Yeah. So when I seen your company, like the name of your company, it was like perfect. I told you rock that so good, like. You tell everyone what's
Cons and kernels. Yeah. Popcorn's so good it's criminal.
Yeah, that's so cool.
That was awesome. I'm like, you used something that was negative and turned it around into something that was awesome. That's so hard to do. People have an excuse of, I can't do this, and you turned like the worst scenario situation into something that you could build on a business, which is like awesome. I respect that like 100%. I told you that earlier. I was like, that's awesome how you turned it into something positive, and now you're using it to your advantage. And it's awesome. It's an awesome market.
So is that like a full-time thing right now?
It's when I'm not working at the gym, then I'm working on that. Yeah.
Oh, cool.
So like all the PR that I do is all to grow the business, and also to like, talk about what happened to me, because it's happening to people all over the world. It's not, it knows no borders, you know what I mean? Yeah. So, and now these like drug recruiters, they're actually recruiting like elderly people now too. So they're scamming them out of their money online and being like, okay, well, to get your money back, you just have to go on this trip. I read about it the other day. Yeah.
And then, so how do they smuggle the drugs across?
They put it like, mine was a body pack, so sometimes it'll be like in a suitcase, or because they don't scan the suitcases coming in all the time. Like, I'm not too sure how it works, but I know that like, on the way out when you leave the resorts, they know what's going on, so they're like.
So they made you put this body pack on?
It's like underwear, customized like diaper style.
Really? Did you know what was happening? Like what that was?
Yeah, I knew what it was.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah, because I remember reading something that they were shopping some clothing for you.
Yeah, so I had to go shopping with this like woman and like pretend that I was like having the time of my life in the mall with this woman who was like forcing me to buy this drug smuggling dress, and it's something that I would never wear.
No, yeah.
And she had my passport too. Like I didn't have my passport. He'd given my passport to this woman.
So you basically had to like do what they said.
Yeah. Like I knew I wasn't getting out of the country.
Yeah.
Unless you did that.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. So you're tied at that point. You're hostile.
How long ago was that again?
This is 2015.
Wow.
That's crazy. I'd shit my pants.
Yeah.
That diaper would be full of shit.
Oh my
God. No, I'm like
it was
honest.
like this like
but you're stuck.
Thing.
You're stuck. Like what are you gonna do?
I just honestly got blackout wasted the whole trip.
Yeah. Well, because you have to sort of numb the pain, knowing that it's gonna like. You know what's gonna happen.
You don't. Right? Well, yeah. I mean, you know what's gonna happen, but you don't know exactly what.
Yeah. I was like, I just wanted to do it, and he was like, "Oh, your car's gonna be ready. Your car's gonna be ready," and kept on like giving me drugs so that I would like try to pretend like I was fine with it, but like inside, I wasn't. Yeah.
I know that's tough.
And he kept on like dodging all my questions and avoiding my questions, and then he like was like supervising me the rest of the trip, so he like didn't want me on my computer and like took the computer.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
So now what happened to him, I guess?
He got arrested with me, so I think, like, I just did a guilty plea. Like, I just wanted to finalize the proceedings, because, like, I knew that when it came down to the court of law, like, I had brought drugs over the border, regardless of how it happened. That's how they look at it,
right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
And I knew there were factors on my end that I had to be responsible for, like, my role.
Yeah,
exactly.
Right? So, I just took a guilty plea. So, like, when I came out, I posted on social media, and I know that he saw it, because it's like, oh, so-and-so watched your story, and that's his profile. So he hasn't even been in yet. So I think he is probably prolonging his case and is taking it to trial, because normally trials take longer.
So he's out on bail as well?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. And then when's his trial hasn't even taken place yet?
Yeah, I don't talk to him at all.
No, yeah. And then is there a restriction against like him or anything like that, or you don't have to talk about it if you don't want, but
not anymore. Like there was when I was on bail. They're like, you can't talk to this guy, and I was like, fuck it, I don't.
You're not going to.
I was like, I don't care. Like I'm not gonna talk to him anyways.
Yeah.
It's clown.
No, yeah. Well, yeah. After that point, you're just like.
You can't believe anything they say.
No,
like,
yeah. 100%.
I was like, I hate you so much. How could you put someone's life like at risk and someone's family's?
And he probably looked like a normal dude, or did he look like a person you didn't think that would do that?
Yeah, he's, he wasn't like scary or anything like that and then his personality changed like down there.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's next level.
Yeah.
I wonder how he got involved with all that. Like, how do you go down there, get involved, and then come back up? Like, how do you?
Well, like she says, he might have owed a lot of money or something.
Yeah, but how do you...
that's probably like the only way to make a lot of money fast is by doing drugs or selling drugs.
Oh, okay. So I thought he owed money to those guys down there, or did he?
I'm not too sure. Like he kind of kept me out of, like he didn't tell me anything. Yeah.
Yeah, that's crazy.
So I'll never really know.
No. Yeah.
I know my truth now, so that's the most important part.
Self-awareness is huge.
Yeah.
That's all that. If you're self-aware, and Gary Vee preaches this.
Yeah.
Self-awareness, if you know that and you don't give a fuck about anybody else's opinion, we're swearing on this episode.
Yeah, we're allowed to.
Yeah, we're allowed to. You'll win like 100%. I 100%. You'll agree 100% because you got nothing stopping you. You know what you're good at. You know what you're bad at. You work on what you're good at. Mm-hmm. Maybe you can improve on what you're bad at. Like he preaches, like don't focus on what you're bad at, but just focus on what you're good at and do that. But that's awesome.
So now it's moving forward and taking this as something to learn from and share my experience, so that maybe people that are in kind of situations similar to mine, or like maybe just in a bad relationship and they don't, do you even know what the law is? Like for me, he told me like one of his calming tools with me was tell me that nothing would ever happen to me. Yeah. And I would not be held responsible. And this is complete bullshit. Like you are responsible.
This guy's probably done this before.
Yeah, that's what. So my lawyer told me that he'd gone on multiple trips to the same location. I don't know if it was like with different girls or like just, I don't know.
And they only caught him this time though? Like with you, is this the only time he got caught?
Yeah. So with mules, like, because mules are like really low. You're like the lowest in the drug trade. Yeah. Sometimes they'll call, like there could have been 4 other people on that plane. Yeah. With drugs, and they could have called the people down there. Could have called the people at the airport and been like, these 2 passengers have drugs. So
like undercover almost.
Well, they could have ratted us out so that all the people with bigger amounts, like full suitcases, could have got through. Oh. So because I only had 2 kilograms, which really isn't that much. Like people bring through like 10 bricks, 12 bricks at a time.
And it was
so they're probably just aiming at you, and then everyone else is going through.
To sidetrack them. That's crazy.
Yeah. And I don't think he knew that either. So obviously he wasn't.
But don't they see that? Like, you said they don't scan on the way back, or?
Yeah. Like he told me. So I don't know if this is actually true, but he told me that people at the airport down there all know what's going on. Yeah.
And you have no contact with this guy at all?
No.
Well, I mean,
nothing to say to him.
You've never seen him since?
No.
That's crazy.
I don't want to see him.
Oh, no, you don't want to,
but
fuck no. Just in the event that you have. And it was cocaine?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Should have just done it all on the plane.
Yeah. No more left to smuggle out.
Yeah.
Porter doesn't have this. Just beer.
Yeah, just beer. Just give it out to the passengers, right?
So, how about we start talking about like the documentary?
Yeah. Let's see where we're at right now.
I think like 15.
We're at 17 right now. We can go a little longer. Who cares? Yeah. We can go a little longer.
So basically, so when I first read the article, I was just like, we need to shoot this. And like, I don't know how this is going to turn out, but like, so like the way I make my stuff, and I feel like it turns out pretty good, because like when I go by script and stuff, I feel like sometimes when it doesn't go as planned, you kind of get screwed, and then you don't know what to do after. So that's why I'm more of like a run and gun type of person, like.
Perfect. Yeah. I like that.
So like that's why I'm writing stuff down. So like we have questions that we're gonna ask you in like a sit down setting for the documentary, and then we're basically going to shoot like your whole background history, like your house, where you grew up, like maybe a park that you played at, the school. I think you said we could go to the school.
Westdale, we can go to Guelph.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah.
I went to St Mary's too. We can go by there.
Did you?
Yeah,
oh, nice.
We can go to like the park where I used to party in the forest. Like,
Yeah, that'd be forest parties were awesome.
Yeah,
I did a couple at Green Hill.
I did those when I was high school. Yeah, bush parties.
I remember that. Awesome. Yeah, bush parties. That was my first time I got drunk.
At a bush party?
And I drank a whole thing, and I didn't know I was supposed to chase.
Fireball whiskey?
It was, and I was just chugging it. It was whiskey.
Yeah,
you knew right away.
And then there was a big fight. My mom picked me up, and she had no idea. And then I just hit it. And then when I turned 19, I was just like, I don't even have to hide it no more.
No, I know. Well, yeah.
18 or no, it's 19, right?
19, yeah. I remember one time I got so drunk, and I was young, and then my dad knew I was drinking, but he didn't know how much I was drinking, sort of thing. So, actually, maybe we'll cut that out. But I got so drunk, and I called him. He knew right away as soon as I called him. He's like, "You're a fucking idiot." He picked me up, and I just got sick all over in the car and everything. It was great. Oh, it was bad. Those good old days.
To be young again.
Oh, bush parties were the best, though.
They were.
We used to have this one. It was like a covered It was like a covered. We used to call it the fort. And we used to have like covered benches that we would sit at and have a bonfire because some kids older than us made it.
Yeah.
And we just sit around the bonfire and all drink, and it was awesome.
Yeah.
It was cool. Sorry, we got off topic.
Yeah, bush parties.
But and you have old tapes of you growing up and everything.
Yeah.
Cause, like,
Yeah, because
photo albums.
We want to like do like a conversion to like the digital so we can use.
Yeah. And you can take any of my videos from my social media, anything like that too.
That'd be cool.
Okay, perfect.
So like, do you even have stuff from that trip?
I have a couple pictures, yeah.
Yeah.
For sure.
I mean, we'll use certain stuff that we should be using, right? Mm-hmm. Or that we could. And yeah, that's gonna be sick.
I can give you like my court documents, anything like that.
Yeah.
Files from the lawyer, like my disclosure and all that.
What was that?
I think it's an alarm. Yeah, it was an alarm for one of my reminders.
Oh.
Sorry, guys.
Yeah, I don't know. I think we should save the rest for when we actually make the video.
Yeah,
okay.
100%.
So not too many people watch us.
Yeah. Well, we want people to watch it.
I mean, you know what I mean.
Yeah, like reveal too much.
Yeah.
Ow.
Yeah. No, I've had like a very
Has anyone ever asked?
Fulfilling life and full of like ups and downs and good things and bad things.
So you're on the up right now, right?
Yeah.
Up, yeah.
Well, when you're at your lowest, it's like your biggest opportunity for growth, right?
Yeah.
So you've got to harness it. You can't just like sit in your hole and feel sorry for yourself.
Yeah.
You got to like take ownership and
Otherwise, you're just gonna keep going down.
move forward.
I feel like lately, like, because I had set goals for myself for New Year's. I'm like, I gotta lose weight. I gotta put out more content. And I'm
Stop
like
eating
in a hole.
pizza.
I'm in a hole right now. I gotta stop eating pizza.
Stop eating pizza.
Even though I smashed like 5 slices before I came over.
Well, man, yesterday at the Steak and Dough, we ate and then pizza came out. I swear, we took a whole box of pizza to our table. Me and Adam. Oh man, not to stall.
So yeah, like I gotta take ownership of those things and like go on my up. I'm not on my. I feel like I'm like on my way on my up, but
There
I'm
you
not.
go.
I'm not there yet. I'll get there though.
When do you think you'll be on your way up there?
After March, for some reason, I don't know why.
Why? What's March?
Because I'm gonna focus. I don't know. I just busy month.
Focus more on this stuff. Oh, and then plus weddings and stuff.
I got a wedding coming up that
Nice.
I'm best man part of. So
Yeah, that's right. That's a big one.
but yeah, I'm the best man for it. So yeah,
Okay.
I guess we'll save the rest for the documentary.
All
We
right.
just got a little bit, not too in depth, but a little bit.
sounds
A
good.
short one. Thanks for coming on. We
Yeah,
appreciate it.
Thank you. I'm excited.
Telling your story. Yes.
We'll keep everybody updated with we'll even like post behind the scenes stuff while we're shooting.
Yeah.
Yeah, that'd be
100%.
awesome.
We'll get Andre to come do that
Yeah.
if he's down.
Andre's a good BTSer.
Yeah, BTS or behind the scenes
behind the scenes BTSS.
Yes.
Behind the scenes shooter.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay, so we'll see you guys
On the next episode.
Yeah, we'll probably be in March
Next episode. This.
because we already have one for next week.
Yeah, it'll be in March. We'll see you guys in. Oh, but it'll come out in March.
Oh, we'll see you guys.
We'll see you guys in the next episode.
Bye.
Peace.